Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hold your power.
Decided to go into pre-law, then journalism, and with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. You will fail at some point in your life, accept it. You will lose. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. You will embarrass yourself, you will suck at something. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. I didn't quit. I prayed. I prayed. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Today is Wednesday. This is open panel day. We've got we've got one subject we're going to talk about. I had two of them, but I don't even think you guys need to hear that. But it is 5:01, so you guys, thank you. Today is Wacky Wednesday. We're going to talk about this case. You know what? I wish I would have went and got thank you, Paz. Got a clip. So could you guys hold on for a minute? Let me go get this clip real quick. Yeah, because there was a clip I wanted, and you guys are not going to understand unless I show this clip. Let me pull it. Make sure you guys go hit the thumbs up as you come in, and I am gonna pull. Okay, where's the information at? Okay, there's the information. Okay, there it is right there. I can't see nothing. Okay, hold on. I want to pull this clip, and I want to pull it and see if we gonna get a strike or something. So you guys hold on. So I want to see if we gonna get a strike. So we can't be scared to pull clips. So I'm gonna see if this is gonna work. So you guys hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back in the house, you guys. I am back in the house. Hey, Sonia Watts, she said, give me the super chat. Super chat. All right. I see you, Sonia Watts, in the building. And somebody joined in the membership. Who was that? It came up, but it went away so quick. Danae Crowell. Okay, let me see here. Let me write your name down. Danae Crowell is a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Sonia Watts, for the super chat. And I got your ticket right here. I thought there was a new member, but maybe it's telling me something about somebody. Here we go. Sonia Watts, here's your number right here. Here you go. 516-502. There's your ticket right there. And Danae, thank you guys for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get it cracking.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right. And I got you. Tina T is in the building. Tina T, 516-503. 516-503. Tina T is in the building. Thank you guys for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you guys for showing up. This is Wacky Wednesday. You guys, we're going to talk about this case. And I know we were going to cover it. We did talk about it in the chat. We did. We talked about the 14-year-old girl that came up missing. And remember, I guess what had happened was, let me get this off the screen. We see Tina T in the building. It says, I ain't going nowhere. Let me see. Sometimes I got to do that. But anyway, I guess the mother sent the 14-year-old to go to the store, and somehow she lost the card or the money. So she was supposed to come back. And then she didn't come back. And then the mother made a report that somebody abducted the child because the child wouldn't have ran away or anything. And, you know, her mother had told her to go back, follow her steps, look and da-da-da-da-da. She must have, if she lost the money, she probably said, you know what? I am not going back. I can't find it. I'm not going back because this woman, you know, and I told people, I said, we were in the chat talking, you guys. You guys remember? I don't know if you guys remember me saying, you know what? This young lady here, I said, she ran away. That's what I said. I said, I mean, we only talked about it very, very, you know, short, but I mean, it was in a conversation. And I said, yeah, she lost that EBT card. Okay. SP salute to you in chat. Hey, one man band, how you doing? Lost the debit card and was scared. Exactly. And hey, Max out with me is in the building. How you doing? Thank you for showing up. Cheryl C is in the building. And Soldier Girl. And Latina Davis is in the building. And Tita Powers. And Peggy Toll. And Diva. And I'm seeing you guys as you come in. And thank you guys for showing up. And y'all showed up early like I did. But anyway, I said, she says, Shay says, thank you, Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina, thank you. She said, I love you, curl. I like it because it's just not just straight, but it's got a little bit of bump in it. I like it. I need to start getting facials. Miss SP Skin is flawless. Girl, I didn't just get a facial. You guys remember what I told you? My daughter gave me a chemical peel. You guys like it? Let me tell you something, though. I had some bags underneath my eyes the other day, and I was like, what the heck's going on? But my daughter was telling me, you know, you sometimes there might be a reaction or whatever. But, you know, she's helping me out on my face. So facials, chemical peels. She's doing what she do. She's learning this stuff and she's practicing on me. I get all. It's not free, you guys. I don't go and get these things free because the schools, they have their equipment and stuff, and my daughter's there, and we have to support the school. So I do pay. I do get a little discount, but I still give my daughter a nice tip. I be making them mad. I give her a good tip. I give her like $10, $20, $30 or something. They be like, who was that gave you that $30 tip? Who was that gave you that $50 tip? She'd be like, that was my mama. I'm just supporting my kids. But anyway, I see somebody in there says in the chat, it's really hard for me. Danae says she renewed her subscription. Thank you, Danae. Thank you for that. Nancy says, very pretty prayers. Somebody said, I remember. Thank you. Yes, it's beautiful. Oh, okay. Well, you look refreshed. Do I? I look great. Okay. Y'all, we trying to talk about the case. Okay. Y'all sitting there. Do I look different? Okay. So, we've got somebody just sent me the thing again. Thank you, family, for sending it to me again. But we got to talk about this case, you guys. Hold on. They're making me watch a commercial. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. So anyway, we got it. My mama was abusive like this mom, except the bleach. Oh my goodness. Let me read to you guys all the stuff that they said. Okay, first, let's go back to the beginning because Peggy Toe says, I remember. Now, Peggy Toe, you remember I said this girl, didn't nobody abduct her. She's 14. I said, this young lady, she ran away. I said she ran away. I didn't think about it. I said I wasn't going to cover it. The reason I wasn't going to cover it, I knew that the young lady ran away. I could just look at her pictures, and she always wore these braided hairstyles, but then she had her sides shaved, and I'm thinking, okay, usually, the more mature adults, 18 on up, they're doing the hairstyles like that and stuff, and I thought to myself, very beautiful girl, very beautiful. But I could see where certain things in her hairstyle wasn't even. And I said to myself, this girl's been going through something. I mean, this is what I said to myself. I didn't tell y'all, but I just said, this girl ran away. You can kind of see she's smiling on her pictures and everything, but her hairstyles is pretty much all the same. That's somebody that is a routine person that, you know what? She's too young to be having a routine. I mean, I look at certain things like that. I'm like, she's so young to have a routine. It's like whatever she's doing, she has to do it constantly. So, I mean, like when I was young, my hair was in 50 different hairstyles. Now I'm older. I don't have time for that. Give me a wig and we're going to rock it for 2-3 months. Then I'm done. I'm usually supposed to just really rock it for maybe 1 month. But you know me, I'm getting my money worth out of it. I am. And so this girl was severely, is not even the word, TeNika. This girl was just abused to the max. I mean, let's watch some of the clippings. Let's see if we can do this without getting a strike, because we got to learn this stuff. And so those of you do not know what I'm talking about. Her name is Jazzy Moore. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. That didn't share it, but I'm going to share it over here. I'm going to share my screen. Sure. And okay.
Out of breaking news out of New Jersey, the mother publicly called on the police and the public to help find her daughter is now charged with child endangerment. The turn of events coming after police found her teen daughter hiding out in New York after having run away from home. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Johnson outside the Essex County Prosecutor's Office in Newark with the breaking news. Anthony.
Yeah, we had told you at noon that there would be no happy reunion in this case. And that is certainly the case of what happened here this afternoon. Quite a turn of events. We had watched this mother over the last week or two as she would be crying on television, showing a tremendous amount of grief. Now that very same mother is facing jail time.
She's a good girl. Please, please, please.
It is now starting to appear that all the grief and emotion shown by the teen's mother was not what it seems. Jamie Moore went public asking for help to locate her daughter, who went missing back on October 14th. The case drew the attention of the public, police, the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, the Sheriff's Office, and the FBI, until a break happened yesterday when the 14-year-old was found in Harlem on 111th Street. Once she talked to the NYPD, she revealed who she was and said she did not want to return home. This morning, the Essex County prosecutor called this a case of a runaway and said the 14-year-old had been in New York for most of the time she was missing.
We followed a route. It appears to be circuitous. She was in several locations, as far as we can tell, in New Jersey, ultimately, though, ending up in New York.
I want you guys to understand that they're telling you what happened here, that they wanted to say that she was just a runaway and not look for her as far as being abducted, because the mother said that she was abducted. I think also she made a GoFundMe page, and that's what got a lot of people angry and mad with this mother. But let's continue. You do know that we have to stop this in the middle and say something, so don't get mad at me, family.
Where I believe she was staying in a shelter in Brooklyn, but she was ultimately, though, met with police uptown, I believe, in Harlem.
The 14-year-old had not been in school since it started in September. And while there were no cases being investigated by the state, there were concerns about her living arrangement in East Orange. Jamie Moore had even started a GoFundMe page, which raised nearly $10,000. Now she is facing 2 counts of child endangerment.
Yes, and those charges do include physical abuse and neglect. Jamie Moore is 39 years old. This mother is now under arrest. That is the latest live from Newark, New Jersey.
So, wow. So, you guys, let's go off into some of the details, because they did not go into the details. I got them right here. Let me clear my screen, because I'm watching the screen over here. So I'm going to tell you, everybody that do not know, I'll start it at the beginning. Let me see here. 222. I'll read what little bit they have. The endangerment charges include allegations of physical abuse and neglect, including physical assault for her 14-year-old daughter, forcing her to log out of online school during the 2021 school year, and failing to enroll her daughter in school, which, okay, she took the daughter off her online schooling, okay? Then it says the physical abuse included striking her daughter, previously identified as Josley Moore, with a frying pan in several incidents, stabbing her in the shoulder, spraying bleach in her eyes, you guys. Her mother appeared in public as a worried parent, pleading for her child's return. Okay, prosecutors now say she had actually perpetrated a horrid pattern of abuse to this child. Her mother appeared being like very wary, but the perpetrator, Jamie A. Moore, they said 39 over here, saying she's 40, was first charged with 2 counts of second-degree endangerment, the welfare of a child, on Friday, but officials are now elaborating on the claims against her. I guess there's more. There's more that they're trying to think about. Let me see. Let me see what else they are saying. She sprayed bleach in her eyes and yanking her braids out. Her physical abuse, including striking her with a frying pan, several incidents, stabbing her in the shoulder, spraying bleach in her eyes, and yanking her braids out. She forced the young lady, Jamie Moore, the mother, forced her daughter to panhandle while she missed school to care for her 3-year-old brother and even to cook for them, authorities said. She would have to cook dinner. And the 14-year-old did, if she did not cook, they would not eat. If the 14-year-old didn't cook, the other kids would not eat. Oh my goodness. So she's from East Orange, New Jersey. She wound up almost a month later in the nearby New York City area. That's what they were telling me. She appeared to be a runaway, acting, okay, as these county prosecutors said on Fridays, hours before the announcements charges against the mother. But obvious, this was an extremely resilient and resourceful young lady, and she decided that she wanted to be someplace other than where she had been. She made that happen, he said. Wow. During the disappearance, Jamie Moore pleaded for her daughter's safety. She said that when she last saw her daughter, the girl had lost a credit card. She said she told Jaha to retrace her steps. So Jaha is a smart girl, and I can't reiterate that enough, how smart she is, the mother said. She would not stay out. She would not go off with anyone. She's a homebody. She plays video games. She likes to cook, the mother said. She likes to cook. She plays with her little brother. He's like her best friend. I cannot imagine what she might be going through, just being away from us for this long, away from her family who loves her so much. So sometimes people that will hurt you is the ones that's close to you guys. You guys understand this. If you want to come up on the panel and talk about it, you can talk about it. What you guys are feeling about this case, let me know what you're thinking. I really want to know. I really do. I'm going to put this in the panel. You can come up. Uh-oh, I did something wrong. But I'm going to tell you guys something real quick. You know what? I believe I could see this little girl. I'm not trying to get no kudos or anything, but when she came up missing, I said, she's 14. When a child becomes 14, they get kind of like, you can't tell me what to do. I want to be with my friends and everything. They out all the time. They want to go skating. They want to go to the parties. They want to hang out with their friends and go spend the night and things of this. This girl being 14, I can just see the reoccurrence that came in her life all the time just by looking at her. And it didn't look pretty to me. Sometimes you can see this thing, especially if you've been around it or you are a part of that type of situation once in your life. You know it when you see it. We got somebody in the chat here. Let's see. Miss Val, what's going on?
Hey, lady. You remember I called you about that before it hit the air that she ran away. Mm-hmm. And then the mom had been arrested, which, hey, been there, done that. I waited until I got a little older. So she really was getting it. I'm going to tell you a story. My baby sister had hit me in the eye with a billy club. I kept telling my mom, Mama, eye hurt. She had 7 children. And me and my brother, she would abuse us daily. And she hauled off, kicked me in my stomach. I fell through the floor furnace, cut my leg to the bone. Then she kept hitting me with the pressing cone to take me to the hospital. So when they flashed the light in my eye and seen it was hemorrhaging behind there, I made to my mind then, I was younger when I kept, getting this abuse, but I was like, this is my mom. And so when I got fed up, I left, changed my name to Nicole, and started working. I honestly had a job and go to school. I was a little waitress at a restaurant down here in LA. And they knew my age, but they was like, wait a minute, they see bruises and stuff. But she was very abusive. Bite my lip, wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning to cook her boyfriend's lunch. Because it was a dish I would make like with some onions and stuff, and sit the steak in the oven to where it would be really, really tender. And I said, you know what? That's not my boyfriend. And she would haul off and hit. I mean, I was a type person. I talk back. My mouth would get me in trouble. I said, why are you keep hitting me? And so I would not hit her. I wouldn't cuss her out. I was remember the Bible. Hey, honor thy mother and father, but she wasn't honoring me. Right. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, you're not taking this baby. I looked at her. I was like, you want to bet? I called the police on her. So the police told her, no. She's a good mom. The baby is taken care of. She can take her baby if she wants to. And you need to let the baby go, because I had to start really getting defiant with her. She allowed us to be molested by her common law husband. And I straight told her, I said, you know what? You love that man more than you love us. That's why when these cases come up, now with these babies come up dead because the mama want a boyfriend so bad. That's why I really get heated. So, I mean, I hope that wasn't happening to her. But hey, it's a lot of people that go through hell, and young ladies, girls. And, just to stay there because, you figure, I have nowhere to go. But I'm glad she was resourceful and stayed safe. She cut her hair. She was really wanting to stay away from her mom.
She cut her hair off?
Yeah, they said she cut her hair to alter her appearance. Yeah. Yeah. Look in there. She cut her hair to alter her appearance. And somebody noticed her at one of them shelters. So they followed her and they called the police. And that's when she told them, I don't want to go back there. No. Right. That's sad when you got to do this because mothers don't know how to be mothers. Or, and you're there and you're wondering, why are you there? Even contemplated suicide. I was like, I have to get away from her because I knew it was not right. Slapped me in the face. I thought she was slapping me so much to call me out of my name. I thought my name was bitch. So I said, this is enough. This is enough. That's why I've never slapped my daughters. I did an essay in my class, and my teacher, she was an ambassador. She come out the room crying when she read my essay. She said, are you serious? Which I was grown. I said, so she said, you need to write a book. I was like, I'd rather forget it. And I said, because, hey, I don't have to worry about her. I said, I forgave her before she passed. I said, because I didn't do nothing to her. I said, she must have hated my father. So I said, so it could be really bad. And I made that a practice. Never call my daughters out of their name or slap them in their face. So this is why I try to, keep it, serious and, hey, respectful. You don't do kids like that.
Right.
You just don't.
Right. Wow, that is something else. We got Zen on the panel. Zen, what's going on? Zen. Zen, we can hear, but we can't hear you talking.
I guess you're still having phone trouble.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what you were saying. Now, Val, you heard my story where my mother gave me away.
Yes.
And I believe the reason why she did, I mean, and I'm not mad at her now, but I was mad for a long time because I couldn't understand, like, what the heck did I do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But you keep the man and you send your child away. So, I can understand how a person feel, and that's why when I raised my kids, I was like, I didn't want a man around my children and
Right.
their biological dad. I just gonna raise my kids until they get old enough, and then they can go. I don't want to have to pick and choose who's right, who's wrong. I just don't want to put my kids through that. But I mean, I trust my kids and everything, but you never know what you bring home.
Right, 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 right. And I told, that's why I get upset with my younger daughter about just have to have a man. That's what makes me angry with her. I say, you don't know who you're bringing around your children. I say, and then they see you with this person, that person, you're going to confuse them. I say, just don't bring them to your house.
Right.
I say, hey, go meet them at by police department, have lunch there, and send me their license plate number. So if you come up missing, at least I know the last person you was with.
Right.
I mean, so this here goes deep with me. That's why when these children becoming a beat and stuff, I can feel them because hey, I know I went there. I mean, set. Let me tell you, the night of my prom, I put her and this darn common law husband of hers, this rapist. They had, the floor furnaces they used to have. They had like checkerboards on it or
Right.
these boxes. She set my naked butt on there and pushed my butt on the furnace where I was burnt going to prom. So she could have been arrested, put in jail for life.
Right.
Went to the prom, but I wasn't a happy person. You getting beat left and right, and I started to run away that night. I said, but gosh. I mean, it made me a stronger person, but no child should have to go through that.
Right.
I don't know what it was, because the only reason he left is because my auntie, she's deceased now, but God rest her soul. She was a pistol packed mama, and she ran his butt up out of California and told him, you better not never come back, because my mother wouldn't press charges.
Right.
And that's what made me mad. I said, you like this here mess, he beat your behind. So now he done turned and started molesting your daughter, and you can't get rid of him?
Right.
Nah. No.
Right.
That don't wash with me. No.
Right. Okay. Well, let me see. We got K Solo. Oh, Zan, just stay on the phone, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We got K Solo on the panel, and then we got Max out with me. K Solo.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, not only did she cut her hair, but like a couple of weeks prior to her disappearing, they had received a letter in the mail because she was supposed to go up in front of a grand jury to testify about her stepfather abusing her, punching her in the face, and carrying on. So she was being abused not only by the mother, but by the mother's husband, who was quote unquote estranged, and the mother's husband was an East Orange police officer.
Get out of here.
Yes. So
Okay,
that baby was suffering in that household. So yeah, she wanted to get away.
Oh my goodness. And he's a police officer?
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether he's a current police officer. He may be an ex by now, but yeah, she was set to testify in front of a grand jury about him abusing her.
I think it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Okay.
So not only was she being abused by her mother, she was being abused by the mother's husband as well.
Oh yes. Wow. Yeah. When them mothers treat you bad, the people in the house got full access to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And it kills me how these women put men in front of their children. That's just ridiculous.
Right. Right.
I never understood that. Your child is going to be there for you through thick and thin. And when the men walk out your life, who you going to be left with? Your children.
Exactly. Max out.
Hey. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add to this conversation. I was listening to, I believe that was Miss Val, and I just wanted to just add, we have to remember that, you know, our ancestors, this goes way back. And the thing about it is, it has just generated, it's been embedded through generations and generations and generations. I mean, that woman could have fooled anybody out there, and she did. She fooled almost all them peoples out there. They was fooled. She didn't fool me because, you know, but some people, I mean, they would just pan on her back, and I mean, she was putting on a show.
Yeah.
But in my heart and in my mind, this woman really didn't consider her. She really didn't consider herself. She didn't see any wrong in what she was doing.
No.
She didn't look at herself as a abusive mother. She just, you know, you could tell from her actions that her ways had been embedded. So I look at her and I think, I'm like, wow, just imagine what she went through. Cause, you know, she had a face, her mug shot. I'm like, ooh, she got like a salty look, and she had like a salty, angry look she got going on. Like she can't believe she's in this situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, how can you not see how can you not see this?
Yeah.
But it has a lot to do with the embeddedness, and that's why I try to, you know, speak on look, we have to be retrained. We have to break these generational curses. You know, it's already bad enough that the kids got to deal with the men out here, as they would try, as the elders, as I would call them, the elders, the older people. You know, they would tell you, oh, it's normal. So then if it's normal, then why they got to get touched on and beat on? Matter of fact, if it's normal, then why is it in the Bible that God tells you that your body is a temple? Why has it got to go against what the Bible teaches? If it's, you know, the body's supposed to be a temple. So how can you explain this normalcy? See, what they're doing is they have brought back. It just goes back to our ancestor time and during that slavery time. Let me tell you something. My grandfather was born in the 20s. My mother was born in the 40s. Here I am getting 100-year teaching done on me. 100-year teach, and I mean just the things. But in my mother's mind, she didn't see it as wrong. She just like, this is how it's supposed. No, this is not how it goes. Mom, listen to me. I'm talking, you know. And then, like, I came from them times where a child is to be seen and not heard. You is to do as I say. And you know, they had all these little words and these little figurettes for the children. This is how they was able to control and tame them. And, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, but I feel like all that mess was just passed down from slavery.
Right.
If my grandfather was born in the 20s, so now I got to look at what time his parents, or, you know, I mean, it goes, you have to look into your history. You have to look at the background in which you come from.
Right.
And a lot of that stems from that. And as today, as we're living in this 21st century, these kids ain't going. This is a new millennium. You can't not raise these kids on something that it was a natural form for you in your time. This is not a natural form in our time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God has his timing, his different, just like it was an Old Testament. And then he had to go into a New Testament when he started making changes. And you know what I'm saying? This is just how the world works. We know that the devil, this earth is the devil's playground. So he will use anybody he can to do his, you know what I'm saying? What is the devil's objection? The devil's objection is to destroy mankind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So guess what? Who will this man go? I mean, not man, but what will this demon go after and prey on? The women. He's gonna prey on women. Why would he prey on women? And I'm gonna tell you why he's gonna prey on women. Why? Because he know God has set up. Why is we here? We are here for man. the devil knew God made women, men was weak to us. And so what do we have control over? We got control over man and we got control over child. He said, if I get at her, if I could attack women, I could take the whole nation. And that's what that devil been doing this whole time on us.
Wow.
And we need to wake up as women. We got to wake up and we got to get on board. Right. We got to, and how we do it, how you do it. We got to start training our kids. My mother was a woman of very few words. I just lost my mother over a month ago. My mother was a woman of very few words. She never said much. Very silent. Mm-hmm. She was a loving woman.
Right.
But it was her teaching.
Right.
It was the teaching. So, and I don't know why it was like I was able to deter that. I was just like, Mom, I was a very opinionated kid. Put it like that. When my mother was trying to raise me off of she was trying to raise me off of her raising. The kid is not to be heard. And let me tell y'all something else what I learned. If y'all Google and look up millennium, now I had my child in 2000. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, or as the world made us think that the millennium was in 2000. I thought I had a millennium baby. Because I remember in 99, if y'all could go back to the year 99, and they had us going out buying candles and canned goods and all this, because they was talking about, when 2000 hit, the solar system was going to shut down, everything was going to shut down, and this and this and that, because 2000 was coming into play. Mm-hmm. Well, we set up January 1st, 2000, then nothing happened. Then no lights go off, then nothing. I mean, they completely sent the world off, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it was like, but and then I was watching somebody and they was playing this game and they asked, what year was millennium? So I'm watching YouTube like, I know what that is. That was 2000. I had my child in 2000. My baby was the change of this world. My baby is a part of the change of the world. Right. When the answer came, they Googled the answer, and the answer said, millennium started the year of 80s. The year 1980. It went from 1980 to, I believe, I think it went like maybe a 10-year or a 20-year. I believe they said 19. It started in 1980 and it went to 1990 or 1999. Okay. But my point was that I'm trying to get to, as I was growing up, my mom always said, as I got older, she would say, you was difficult. I was my mother's last child. Mm-hmm. I have 7 other siblings. She would always say, you was difficult. You was difficult. Mm. And she's like, I don't know why I had such a hard time with you. I don't know why I had a hard time. Wow. And I used to get offended like, hey, that's bold. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? I was different. I was a normal kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what it was it was God changing times. Right. That's why she couldn't understand me. That's why, she was trying to teach on them. This is how I feel. She was trying to pass on that her teaching, and I just wasn't going. I grew up in the church, so every time and I was there they had us in church all throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? Every convention, revivals, we there, we posted, we there. And so, you're learning. You're in church as a child. You're learning. And that's another thing. We have to keep our children in church. Because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for church, I wouldn't have been able to decipher the things I was able to see. Right. I had my parents, my mother and my father. Mm-hmm. And they both taught me that God is the God over all heads. If you're teaching your child God is the God over all heads. But then, so now knowing that, okay, I got to go through God for, all my understanding. So you're going to church, you know, and they're teaching these things. You know, you go to Bible class, Sunday school, you know, vacation Bible school, all those them teaching classes.
Right.
And you know, the first thing they teach a child when they come in is to obey thy parents.
Right. Right.
But how is it some way around somehow, how did we get that crossed over? You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so the Bible, if I'm going to church and they teaching me to obey thy parent, and I didn't grow up in a 2-parent home, how is it mama could say, shh, don't tell daddy? And you know what I'm saying? Like, how is it? So now I'm questioning God with my mom.
Right.
Because it's not lining up to, you know what I'm saying, everything that what she's teaching me in the home.
Right.
From what I'm learning through the book of the Bible. So I'm just like, I could not understand. But see, that's what it was. That devil been working on women for a long. He said, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy this nation, you know, and I'm just, I'm trying to talk without getting too deep, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of things that it didn't match up with the teaching of the gospel. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't matching up. And it was like with my dad, what he was teaching and what he was doing and what he was showing, it would match up with God. But then when it came to my mom, it wasn't matching up. And I could not understand why. I was a lost, a confused child.
Right. Right. Okay.
You know, so I believe that devil been working on us as women more than anything on it, because he knows we're easy. It's easy. I could get through to them. You know, man, you know, they'll hold a better, you know, they're more off of morals. Women, we carry a lot of emotions. Right. So we act on emotions.
Right.
And that's what takes us out. Those emotions. Okay. That woman had a whole lot of emotions in her. And she was taking it out on that poor baby. That baby said, I had enough. I ain't about to take no more. And I don't blame her. I'm gonna tell you something. The elders, they would say something like, oh, you know, these kids ain't right nowadays. They shaming their mama. No, they not shaming their mama. They shaming the situation at hand. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. If they don't have to go through, they shouldn't have to go through that. Right. I shouldn't have had to went through that. You know what I'm saying? And this woman needs help. So, you know, my way of helping them, maybe what we need to do is we need to get it, because like all states, some of these states probably do have it, but like as soon as you have a baby, it should be mandatory therapy. That should be like on everybody's medical card where they could go, they're able to, and it should be mandatory where you need to seek some type of therapy, because this world know what we came from, and what, especially blacks. Okay. Because we the only ones that seem like our kids is just wow. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
No, it ain't just.
I know it's not just ours, but you know how that's the image that they try to put out there. Right. Why you think the news station been going hard in the mug on that woman? She like on every channel because they trying to make a point out of her. She did all this crying and acting a fool, and the whole time you was in a big denial, in a state of denial. Okay. Did you not realize that you was abusing and they tried to tell us, ma'am, it seemed like your daughter ran away. Nah, I ain't doing nothing you know, to me, this is like, this should be a wake-up call.
Right. It is. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Hold that thought. Don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Zen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what do you have on this situation? What's going on?
It's not so much that I have anything new.
Okay.
I just was listening and listening to what the other ladies also said. But you know, this little girl was able to find peace outside of her home. like she ran away so that she could find some peace because it wasn't happening at home.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes from, to me, that's the parenting.
Right.
And what I've started to see is that when you look back at these generations, those same millennials that she was talking about, that bunch of kids, there's a lot of women in there did not learn how to be parents.
Right. Wow.
Because either their parents were working all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the first latchkey kids.
You're right.
That's also the generation where they stopped telling us that we couldn't spank our kids anymore.
Yeah. It was.
They took the discipline away from us. Then, for one reason or the other, that was the big crack epidemic. So if it wasn't working all the time, it was drugs, took the parents out the home. And the mothers from the millennium, those kids that grew up to become mothers, didn't have a clue how to be mothers.
Okay.
So then they can't even teach their children how to be mothers.
Right. Okay.
And it becomes a whole revolving door. But I'm really glad that this young lady was able to cry out and get some help.
Right. Me too.
I'm really, and that nothing happened to her while she was out there.
Yeah. She was very smart to go into a shelter and seek some kind of place of comfort. That was good.
A roof over her head, a safe roof over her head.
Yeah.
Right, because it could have went so much worse, especially
all
the way to New York.
Yeah, New York. And she 14. I was out on my own when I was 14. So I know what she was thinking, and you do anything not to go back home. You be like, forget it. I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, that may not be good. Some people can deal with it, some people can't. She didn't, she probably was a little bit more pacified when it comes to cars, driving, cooking, how to make money, and she probably didn't have all those attributes going for her. So she just went to the shelter, which that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. But thank God she did that.
Yeah, because people take advantage of you as soon as you get out there.
Yeah.
Yep, they sure do. They find out your mama ain't around, your daddy ain't around, nobody care. You already feeling low and down, like, what the heck wrong with me? Why I can't be like other kids and just go to school and learn and play? But you can't. You gotta find work. You gotta eat. You gotta have some place to lay, and then make sure they don't take advantage of you. Which that age, that's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it because nobody's sitting there trying to raise another kid.
Can a kid go to a shelter without being an adult, or maybe they just thought she was an adult?
No, I'm pretty sure they knew she wasn't an adult, or she probably didn't give them some ID. She doesn't look to be no adult.
They accept teenagers in shelters because they know that they run away or whatever, and they're also given first preference to beds and stuff in shelters too, and they don't call the police and none of that, to come get them, to take them home or whatever, because they know that they're, run away again and end up back in the shelter. So, yeah, they do take teenagers in shelters and they get first preference of a bed and all of that because they are minors. So, yeah.
That's good to know. I just from the beginning of the story, and it's like we scream that we want them to pay attention to our Black girls, and not everybody is a runaway. But like I said, whether you're a runaway or missing, it doesn't matter. Until you find them, we don't know. So just look anyways.
Right.
But at the same time, this is making us look worse. That's why, like Zan said, the news is on this. And I think she deserves punishment. Because I thought it was, you getting a whooping, that kind of bleach in your eyes.
Right.
You can blame yourself. This is daily
She's
stuff.
been
That
blinded.
knife wound, that is assault.
Yeah, it is.
So I
She's been
mean, she
blinded.
was detrimental to her.
She
Well,
was a bully.
getting
And
hit
then
with a
I'm
frying
wondering, the
pan.
little boy seems so like nothing has been wrong with him, but I asked and nobody knows. But
And I'm pretty
oh,
sure she had bruises and all of that, you know, from where she stabbed her and all of that. I'm pretty sure she had bruises and all that to show
mhm.
that they arrested the mother so quickly. But you know, like she could have really been blinded with the bleach in the eye situation. Like that's
Yeah,
her eyes could get
yeah.
melted away. Bleach is
Who
caught.
thinks about that? That would make me think using my food.
Right,
That's just
I
ridiculous. When I
don't
found out all
know.
of that, I was sick to my stomach.
right.
And I
Wow.
said it's gonna be more than this come out. But it's just painting us again bad light. They're gonna say, see why we don't look for them? They don't be missing. See why this, see why that. No excuses. This one case, but they do need to give her jail time because people's actually looking for your child.
Right. And
And
a lot of
until
money
they
was spent.
make huh?
A lot of money and time, you know, with
Yeah.
her story.
And that's what people don't know. You gotta pay back the FBI and stuff when they be jumping on them cases. And come to find out you knew all the time or whatever. Then all the GoFundMe's. Now the one that called in the call, I figured that person or whatever that found that girl in that corner and told, yes,
Mhm.
she should get the reward. But all that other money, they should refund that money back to the GoFundMe, whoever it belongs to.
Yeah. Or
That's just what.
or
And my last little statement, because y'all know I get a little cray cray sometimes. When she said make her husband a steak, that would have been the last steak he ate. Because I would have took the pan with the steak and the hot grease, and it would have been on him. And Mama, I would have deserved that whooping or whatever you wanted to do to me that day.
right. Mm,
We need to be better parents. We just really do.
right. Okay.
And that's all I wanted to say, you guys. This all love, family. I'm gonna jump back down in the chat.
All right. Thank you, LaKendra.
You're welcome.
Okay, we've got Infamous Truth in the building. Go ahead, Infamous Truth.
Hi,
Hello.
you look gorgeous. I just wanted to say that first off. I don't know if you
Thank
saw
you.
my message. I was like, what are you, 21? You look real
I
pretty.
will. Oh, thank you.
I think that I think she saved herself, but I think a lot of times, we have baggage from our, you know what I mean, however we grew up and whatever happened to us and our trauma, and we don't heal ourselves. And I think we do our kids a disservice when we have them carry our baggage, and then we don't heal ourselves, and we see, I think, our kids are our reflection, so whatever you show them, they reflect back.
Exactly.
But so I'm glad that she was, but it's disappointing that kids they can't be kids anymore. They always have to think about how they're going to be safe or how they're going to help themselves or help their sibling, and it's just sad. It's gotten so, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How often it's just, you understand what I'm saying?
Right. It's happening
Yeah.
too often, and everybody's really numb about it. People just sitting around
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, okay. What's next?
Yeah. And it's because it's easier to turn a blind eye because you don't have to, you know what I mean, like witness it. But that's, I don't, it's ridiculous. And I think that us as a society, we're just regressing. We're not evolving in a, I mean, there's a percentage of us that are and want better for our kids and this and this and that. But there's something, like you said, there's the energy is just, it's all not good.
Right. Right. Hey, Miss Betty, you're in the building. What's going on? What you got your take on this?
Oh, good evening, everyone. Oh my gosh.
Hi,
Max,
Betty.
good evening, everyone. Max out with me. You were on it. Oh my goodness. I was over here jumping out this chair. but I'm going to say this. We quote that scripture like it's a flag that we hang out to for everybody to see I'm an American. But if you go a few lines down, it tells you can't tempt the child either.
Right.
So I just wanted you to know, I have 3 different sets of kids. One, I guess you would say, was all of them was really born between the 70s and the 90s. So they all mixed in there. And my last one, I may have said it to her once, and she said, I'm not difficult, I'm just different. And when she said that to me, the light bulb came on. And I'm in church, so I had to listen to the word. Now I thought what I said, this is what you do. But I'm so glad that young lady was able to escape and get refuge. Exactly. We as women got to stop letting that thing below our waist dictate how we treat our children. Because what you sow, you're gonna reap it. And I think that's the problem today. We as women, look, I'm a woman. I can't tell you how a man's supposed to treat his children. I'm a woman. I took care of my kids. Why are we throwing our children, and especially our girl babies, we treat them like they just trash? Why? When they reflections of us. Get mad all you want. Listen, when my daughter started doing certain things, I said, an older lady said to me, why you mad? That's you. That's how you were. Yeah. And so guess what? I had to check me, and I had to go back to her, because that's the kind of parent I wanted to be. I don't want to be your friend, but I want to be right in raising you. Listen, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. I know I can't take back my words, but this is what mommy's trying to do for you. And even in my age now, let's not get it twisted, you all. We may have tried to correct it. Words gone out, you can't take back. I'm like you. Whoever said it, I would have fixed that. LaKendra, he would have ate that steak anyway.
It would have been the last.
Him Betty, and mama. Yes.
Exactly.
I just like to piggyback on that too, because you're right. Because that's what I was saying. My daughter's 24 now, but I remember when she had told me, and I was not in a healthy relationship, but I wanted to preach to her, and I wanted, this and this and that, and you're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that. And she's all, Mom, I'm not like you. And you know what I mean? And I know she didn't mean it in a bad way, but she's all, Mom, I'm not like you. I'm different. Like you said, I'm different. But she said, why? She's all, you're not doing anything. I'm giving her all this advice and telling her how she's supposed to be and how she's supposed to carry herself, but I'm not doing myself. You know what I mean? I'm not getting out of the unhealthy relationship. So she's basically, why should I listen to you if you're not, you know what I mean? Practicing what you preach.
It says practice what you preach.
Yeah.
You telling me it's not good for me.
So fast. That silenced me so fast, and I didn't really let her know that, but that was a wake-up call for me too.
And sometimes we should always listen to what they have to say. And I did come up in that era. I'm sorry, Max, I'm gonna keep referring back to you. I came up in that era that you didn't get to say nothing, and I was an only child in the house. So whatever went on in the house, you shut up, and you don't. You better not talk back. You don't have an opinion. I give it to you. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, so of course, when I had my first child, I was young, and my mom wanted to be mom. And in a respectful way, guess what I told her? No, Mom, I'm the mom. You're the grandmom. And I don't want to raise my child like you raised me. I want her to be able to speak to me so that I can understand what's going on. Because see, there were things that I saw as a child that if they happen to my child, I'm going to jail.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to, I'm just being honest with you all. And so when I listen to these cases over and over again, why did we trade off a two-legged monster for our beautiful gifts? Why?
Oh, Jesus, you so hit it.
Why are we doing that? Listen, them Bama's gonna come and go. They like buses. every 30 minutes, 15 minutes, however your system run. But our children, I had to get that. And I got it at a very young age because I was a young mom. That was a gift God gave me. And he's going to charge me with that. And if you may have a different faith belief, but we know this, whether you call it karma, however you see it, it's coming back again. Mm-hmm. But one thing we can say, this is a case that we can thank God that she's safe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She's safe.
Right.
2 weeks ago, we were talking about 3 babies in an apartment with a dead body.
Right.
So she's safe. I'm glad she's safe.
Yeah.
But mentally,
yeah,
she's destroyed right now, unless she gets some help.
Yeah.
So that's what, we have to, and we as women who know better and can do better, stop looking at those beneath us or beside us and say, oh my God, look at her. They are doing the best that they can. And maybe we need to say to that mother, hey, baby, you all right?
Right.
I'm so glad she found help. I'm so glad. And I would have changed my appearance too. Why should you live in hell here on earth? That's not good.
Right. Okay, you guys. Our hour goes up so fast. Anybody got any last words that they want to say? Put out there. Make any comments? Go ahead.
I just that it's true. And I remember, like she said, I was a young mom. I had my daughter at 15 years old. And it was and I remember when she said, Mom, I'm not like you, I was very strict, and when she had her baby, she goes, I've been very transparent with you. But she says, I'm not like you and I'm not going to live like you. And I realized at that moment too, I was so worried that she was going to go through, what I went through raising myself and just seeing what I saw. And, she had to tell me that, like, to kind of shake it, just like shake it loose from my mind, because I didn't realize that I was basically trying to protect her, like with my hand over her head, like a helicopter mom, like, don't do this. And I was always so worried. She wasn't doing any of that stuff, but I was thinking that all this stuff because of everything that I had seen. And she's like, I'm not like it. So I just wanted to say that it did wake me up. It shook it out of me.
Yeah, right. Good. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you sharing that with us. Anybody else?
I just wanted to say, I'm glad that she got herself out of that situation, and also her little brother. And she must have been like desperate, like feeling like she was desperate to, get out of there. And my heart just broke when I heard all the extra details of what was going on. But I'm glad she made it out, and now her brother's out of that situation too.
Yes, I am so happy.
I get choked up just thinking about it, because that's not fair for any child to have to go through.
Right.
At 14 years old.
Yeah, you don't cook, you don't eat, and neither does
exactly.
What does a 3-year-old have to do with anything? Like,
exactly.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I did want to speak back on the millennium. Okay, so my point was going back to 99 when they had us, going out buying all them candles. And, like I said, I had a millennium baby. My daughter, I was 18 in 2000, and I birthed a child, my only child. And I was like, oh, she the change. So when I'm watching this game show, and they pulled up, they Googled that millennium was in it started in 1980. So I'm looking like, what? I'm 20 years behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I'm 20 years behind. And that's what made me think about my mother and her words and what she would say to me. Like, you was difficult. I don't know why. And it was like, I have 2 other sisters, and they caught on easy to, and so that's what made me come about with it was God's timing. It was time for change, and he was bringing it. So it wasn't that I was a difficult, like you said. I was different. I wasn't difficult. I was just different, and it was something that she wasn't. It was new to her. This is new, this kid. opinionated. She got a voice, and and because it was new, it was something she didn't like because she wasn't used to. You're not used to something, so it would kind of deter you away.
Right.
And I believe they had that set up because the government had us thinking that millennium was the 2000, and to find out that it's 1980. They purposely did that to us. They had us. I was looking like, oh my God. I mean, I was like, y'all, I was saucy, like, oh my God. So I was changed all this time. That's why, things were so different with me. Because I'm gonna tell you, I was a kid that I left home at 14. And it was, the battle was real because guess what? Where I'm from, they didn't have shelters in place.
Right.
So it was like, you got to go seek a friend house.
Right.
And some friend, mom, I had a friend, her mother told me like, my house is full. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, my mom don't like that. That's what I was saying. Like, my mom don't like that. That's what I was thinking in my head, that my mother didn't like me.
Right.
But I was happy to know that they had a shelter in play for the youth.
Yeah.
And I was so thankful that that girl didn't not have to live on the street, because guess what? You running from the foods inside your home, you might just run into a food out there, in that street. And it's just sad. It is so sad.
Right.
But I'm so glad that she's going to get her help. She's going to get her help because the state is involved now. So they're going to give her the therapy. They're going to give her everything she needs. Right. And, I was also thinking like, dang, my thing was, her family knew what was going on. They know how this woman was. But see, it was absorbed as normal. So they didn't see anything wrong with it.
Right.
So the question is, like, if she was to get released to a family member, should she go back to a family member? Or she should just, it's like, it's so hard, because then it is hard in the system. The system is hard too.
Right.
But then if you go back to home, and I think it hurts more when your own family is hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather take a person out on the street that you know what I'm saying, than accept that my own family is damaging me.
Right.
So I don't know, but y'all,
we gonna
pray for these kids.
This same topic we will be talking about on Friday, because I think it's more to the awareness of lady, like the question you just said. Will she go back home? Is that better place for her? Or is the family gonna be like, you got my sister all in,
Yep. There you go, SP.
I would love to continue to talk about this this coming Friday.
And then you have to think, SP Max, you don't mind me calling Max, right? I don't have my glasses on.
Yes, ma'am.
You hit on something, and let us use what you used earlier. God doesn't change. It's generation. It's each generation. So if we look at how he set it up, generations, right? When a new generation comes in, it's a new what? Change.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So we adopted to all of this millennial, whatever. So each generation brings on a what? Change.
Yeah.
So guess what? When they marched on Washington, I was a little girl standing on my porch, a little girl. I was 5 years old. Okay. So change was coming. They burnt the cities down because change was coming. You couldn't tell us anymore. The Black Panther said, no, I'm not going to sit back. Martin said, let's march. Everybody wanted change.
Right. Yeah.
Not just for, let's be clear, not just for one person, for all people.
For all people, yep.
And so as change began to come, there was some what? Resistance. Same thing in our household. You got somebody, God's going to put one in each family. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's going to make a difference, make a change. Look, we've been going down the wrong side of the road for 50 years. Here come little Max. She get ready to take us down the right side of the road. Y'all still going on the right? I'm going the right way because I ain't going to get hit by that bus. Just a metaphor. And that's the problem. Listen, it don't take a rocket scientist to see if you didn't like what mama did. I used to say it all the time. I ain't treat my kids like my mother did me. I was spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? My kids are spoiled. But there are other things that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? There are things like, now I would go be in jail because you ain't telling me not to spank my children. You ain't feeding them, you ain't clothing, you ain't educating them. You can't tell me that because all of that sit down 5 minutes in the corner. No. No. But as children change, like my grandbaby's here. If I say something to her, she'll look at me and this just happened over 25. I was like, Grandma, what are you saying? She speaks another language. So I have to remember, I got to give her time to catch up with what I'm saying. So that's a change for her. She coming from a whole different country, trying to understand her grandmother who speaks English, and she speaks another language. So we have to adjust. I don't know why we're treating our kids like this, but I will continue to lift them in prayer because prayer changes things. SP, awesome. You're an awesome woman. And I pray for you every day because you come up against so much adversity. Because when the truth is being told, a lie can't stand.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you, SP.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
So, everybody, we're going to continue this conversation. I loved everybody that came up on the panel. Man, I can't do nothing but I'm just so proud of you women. And I mean men too, but I'm just proud of the women that see that there's something wrong, something's going on. I don't think I'm the only one in this world that says, hey, this is not making sense. None of this is making sense. Jelani Day mom is like, she got a book, they said. She's saying none of it's making sense. You guys, we're going to talk about the same case because I think we need to stay on it, even though that the mother is now in jail, probably with a bond that she can't even think about getting out. But there's more questions. There's more information that you guys need to hear on that case. And I will see you guys Friday, 5 p.m. Central Time. Be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Soldier Girl, I didn't forget you. Here's your ticket, 516503. That's for Soldier Girl. And thank you guys for joining us. I will see you guys at 5 p.m. Central Time. Right here, same place, same time, Friday. All right. Bye, everybody.